Hey y'all, Bill here. How's it going? Very good here. Just want to thank everyone for watching my other Mandela video. And I just want to touch more a little bit on when we jump. If we're jumping. Feels like we're jumping. So this is the thing that's kind of messed up, alright? So let's say when we jump, our consciousness jumps to B, which takes over the brain. And the consciousness from B becomes subconscious. So you have the old consciousness and the subconsciousness trying to blend back together. But when this happens, it's going to change you. It's going to change your likes and your dislikes and the way you see things. But you have to keep in mind that each timeline that you jump to is going to be different. Slightly different, a whole bunch different. No one can tell. But the thing is, it's going to get messed up. So, this is just my diagram that I've been going by, alright? Because the A and the B and it mixes, and then the two consciousness here, alright? But that's when when it starts getting the problem though. Because this is when the conscious and subconscious start battling. Is when you jump again. Okay? It's like whatever you became when these two are mixed together, whatever kind of person you were, or whatever person you become, it'll say you jump again. So now the new consciousness that these two lines have made makes another new consciousness. So then your likes and dislikes are going to change again. So every time you jump, you are going to change from the first time you changed. It's a hope. It's messed up because there's no way to stop you from jumping, and there's no way to really trigger you to jump. So it's going to happen whenever it wants to, or whoever's doing it. Let's just blame CERN for a minute, all right? And they flip the machine, energy wave shoots out, causes the trigger because they probably blew up another universe. Oh my goodness. So you had what you were like on A, you jump to B, and slowly, let's say after a year or so, you're totally changing over the whole year. Let's just put out a year. And by 11 or 12 month, you start getting used to it. And you basically got it down to where you're comfortable enough to actually realize that, hey, I'm different and this is what I gotta live with. And all of a sudden, trigger, boom, another timeline. So you gotta take this whole new, let's just call it a personality of who you are, and it's gotta mix with the new consciousness. Let's call it C. So you are always gonna be changing now. The way you see stuff, right? It's just the people. Each timeline we know is going to be different. Each person is going to be slightly off. And you're going to see it. People are always making videos, writing stories of, oh, my spouse is different. Oh, my friends are different. You jump. Of course, they're going to be different. The way you see them, totally, it's going to be different. You have to get to know your friends and your family, basically. You will know them partially, alright? Because here and there they're going to be the same. But in the whole big picture, put everything together, no. And this is one thing. And take my advice here, okay? If you don't want to know what happened in your past on the new timeline, don't go looking. Because certain things may have not happened on timeline C that happened in B. Okay? So you do not want to. If you're really curious, then go ahead. Try and find stuff in your past. But things may have not happened the way you thought they did the third or fourth time, depending on how many times you jump. And people, I have friends that believe that we don't jump. They say it's a memory thing. Memory just came down and changed, and bits and pieces change. And but they can basically think what they want, really. But you really can't sit there and go, oh, they're all different, or my spouse is different. It's like, yeah, they're gonna be different. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is get to know them again. My friends here, I'm getting to know them again. It's like I know them partially, like I said before, but then it's like there are things, and I have to get used to again. Well, not get used to again, but I have to get used to them because definitely there's not a lot we can do. I feel I don't I shouldn't say I feel sorry for people who already existed on a timeline that we hopped to or pushed on or shot into. I don't know, because these people have no idea what the other half is going through. All they can say is it's never changed. It's always been this way. Of course it has. We can't argue that. Nothing is different from ours, but nothing has changed for them in the slightest. But all they can say is we're crazy or call us morons or whatever they want to do. You can't you can't take it personally. You can't get mad. All you can say is okay because they are correct. I mean, you can't make them see stuff. You can't just tell them, well, this is the way it was, and this is what I'm sticking with, and you can stick with the way it was, all right? And find a way to live with your memories and what's going on this timeline. You just, that's all you can do, basically. I mean, it's just, we can't tell them they're wrong, because they're, like I said, they're not. They just, it hasn't happened to them. I still think everybody is affected by whatever created the Mandela Effect. Still hate that name. I have no idea what else to call it. But if they're not affected right now, they will soon be, probably. Because what happens if we stay on this timeline and everybody it didn't affect jumps? Think about that for a minute. Everybody hasn't affected. Everybody who says nothing's ever changed and they can't see it. What if that group of people jumped? Oh my god, can you imagine that? They wake up one day and going through what we went through or going through, and then they have their own people who are on that timeline already, and they can't understand what's going on, and now they're going through it. I'm not worried about it. We can't stop it. Try to figure a way to trigger it, but no. The only thing we can do is sit back and enjoy it, I think. I know I am. I'm to the point where I can't fight it. I live with what is happening, or what did happen on this timeline, and I living with what happened on the other timeline. I'm not gonna. I just no. We just can't say that. well, this is not all. This isn't right. It's like there's no point in arguing with all of them because they're right. But on the other hand, so are we. But we got the wrong timeline. So there really isn't much of an aspect that we can do. So like I said before, you have to just get to re-know your friends and family. That's all you have to do. You may not like the changes about them. That's what we can do about that. Now, people who are married and the spouses are really different. Yes. Yeah, I know there's going to be problems there. Because you're so used to the way a person was, and you had that person down to a point, and then you jump, and you come next timeline, and it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard. You have choices, yeah, and you don't want to make those choices, but people people are going to get out of things and use the Mandela effect as an excuse. You know they're going to do it. Some people are going to do it instead of really getting to know somebody. They're not going to be able to take it. I had most of my friends at work. I have to get to know again. My kids really aren't that different, really. Well, they are a little bit. You could tell the slight, because they're still young and they. My son doesn't. He knows about Mandela effect, but it hasn't really it hasn't affected him because I think because his memory line isn't really that long to have it really affected. He knows about stuff like the Berenstain Bears and probably I don't know if he knows about JFK's car and no, that's Oscar Mayer. It's supposed to now it's supposed to be the E, but now it's an A. Yeah. So my parents, I can't really tell my dad that much, but my mom, she's a little different. Not a lot, but just a slight. Like most people, you can tell. It's just you just have to really get to know everybody. I can't think of anything else. It's just you have to be careful too, because if you're with somebody and if you can tell they've changed, you just the rules are different now for most of us. I'm not talking about laws and stuff. That's all basically been the same. But the rules, stuff you say, stuff you can't say. It's like you want to tell people about this, but then they're gonna mock you. But like I said before, you can't take it seriously. You just go with it. And you'll find your way out. Everybody does. It may take a while. Like me, it's taken me a year and 3 months to get used to everything again. Accepted it. And now I'm just trying to tear all the theories and stuff apart and trying to figure out which one, how I can understand it better. And maybe I can help somebody else out there. I don't know. I'm just hoping I don't jump again. I really, I really can't. Because once you get used to something and having to jump and get used to it again, and then slightly changing, how I am, likes and dislikes. Some of my likes and dislikes have changed. Like before, let's say I was on A, right, and I jumped to B. Um, somehow the B of me like to paint. Okay, he really liked to paint. When I was an A, I never painted. I never liked to paint. I never got into painting. But as soon as let's see, 2 or 3 weeks after I jumped the first time, I just I bought paint and figures I could paint. It was like I had to paint. I had to paint something. Let's find something to paint. Seems like fun. When I thought about it, I was like, where is that coming from? It's like, well, you just like to paint. What's the problem with that? You like to paint now. It's like, because, no. I have never, the whole time I was married, yes, my kids, I've never painted anything. And then end up jumping, and now I have a table full of paint stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of paint stuff in there. And I actually enjoy painting, which is really weird. I still haven't gotten used to it. I can't think of anything else that may have happened. Um, I don't know. I think that's about it. Just the whole painting thing is different. I can't think of anything else big that's affected me. But you will see your likes will come out of nowhere, or your dislikes will just go away, and it's like you're doing something like, oh, I cannot stand this. Why is I used to love doing this, but not like one day takes a while. And, oh, I don't like doing this anymore. It's like no, you're just like boom, and you start doing something you just don't like it anymore. But you'll get used to it until you jump again. I don't know. I could just be talking out my ass. I don't know. I don't think I am. This is what I believe. This is what I'm going with. This is what I'm holding close to myself. You know? Because this is the way I have seen things happen to me. So I don't know. I hope this helps you out a little more. If you guys have any questions, that's cool. Or if you guys have theories, let me know your theories. I'll look at them and maybe tear them apart and put them back together. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I like just the way they are. But anything that helps my theories work better for me, I don't know. I can't think of anything else I want to try and get into. Just consciousness, moving into the subconscious, and that's about it. All right, y'all. Well, you take care, and talk to you again. Maybe make a video or not. I don't know. Well, I'll see you guys later. Bye.